Hi, this is Matthew Robert Payne. I've written and self-published 201 self-published books on Amazon, and I've recorded 5,500 videos on YouTube. If you want to check them out on my YouTube channel, did Pope Francis uh, say that he was a heretic? Did what Pope Francis say make him a heretic, someone who is against the faith? Um, so Pope Francis said, if you start to fight, my religion is more important than yours, mine is true and yours isn't, where will that lead us? He asked. There's only one God, and each of us has a language to arrive at God. Some are Sikh, Muslim, Hindu, Christian, and they are all different paths to God. He cautioned that while the paths may be different, they lead to the same destination, the one true God. The Pope emphasized that the way to arrive at God is through love and compassion, not by imposing one's beliefs on others. Do not impose your beliefs on others, he urged. Instead, proclaim your faith by your testimony, your life, your testimony of faith. There would have been years ago, I would have taken what these discernment ministries said about Pope Francis and said that he went to hell because he said this statement. They say that this statement of the Pope is heretical and goes against a tradition. The one verse they have to stand up against this is John 14:6. I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. I've done a teaching on what I believe that verse actually means, and it doesn't mean what Christians propose to think it means. They don't really understand the verse. Jesus had 50 commandments that he preached, and hardly any Christians know what those 50 commandments are, and so they don't live their Christ's way. They don't follow the way. They don't live their life according to the 54 parables of Jesus and the 50 commandments. Very few Christians understand what Jesus taught, so they don't follow the way of Jesus. When Jesus says he's the way, the majority of Christians don't live that way. Jesus has 10 parables that actually says a type of Christian can die and go to hell, and you can look at the parable of the sheep and the goats, the parable of the wise and foolish virgins, the parable of the tares and the wheat. Christians seem to dismiss those parables. They just teach them in their churches, but they don't realize that many Christians who claim the name of Jesus claim to follow Jesus because at one time they said a one paragraph sinner's prayer. They tend to think that that one paragraph sinner's prayer saves them, and all the rest of the world are doomed to hell because they haven't said that prayer. And that's just not a God I'd like to serve, a God that delineates between a person who said a one paragraph prayer and one that lives a life full of love and compassion. And I've come to realize in a series of books, I did a series of videos you can see on YouTube, God's last days message to his children. I did 11 books full of questions and answers where we question God, and God come to say that heaven is full of people of all different faiths, and he went on to say that it's actually the sheep that are identified in the sheep and the goats parable that end up in heaven, and that's the judgment. And though people may not know Jesus before they arrive in heaven, everyone who stays in heaven accepts Jesus and walks through Jesus as the door into heaven. No one's in heaven who rejects Jesus, but they all accept him and embrace him to enter into heaven. So if you've heard these terrible things that Christians have said about the Pope and about how he died and went to hell based on this statement and other statements he made, I just want to encourage you that that is not the case. God bless.